All right, today we're diving into a really incredible story of transformation. We're talking about a journey from the dusty fields of a small Indian town all the way to the very top of international surgery. This is the story of Dr. Varun Raju, and it kicks off with a powerful look at the kind of impact one person can have.
Now, we're starting with this quote for a reason. This statement, it just gets to the heart of who we're talking about. See, he's not just a surgeon, he's become a symbol of what's possible. And to really get why he's seen this way, we've got to rewind, all the way back to the beginning.
So, this is the big question we're tackling today. How does that happen? And you know, it's about talent, sure. But honestly, it's about so much more. It's about resilience, about character, and about having that unstoppable drive to overcome every single thing that gets in your way. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're not starting in some high-tech, modern hospital, nope. Our story begins in a much different place, rural Telangana, a state down in southern India. Just let that sink in for a second. Not the first child or the second, the eighth. Born into this huge family in a tiny town, a place where opportunities weren't just falling into your lap. And you really need to understand this part, because it makes what he accomplished later on even more mind-blowing.
And what's so wild is the contrast here. On one hand, his dad was a polymath. I mean, a guy who knew a ton about a ton of different things, spoke 6 languages, just brilliant. But then, you look at their actual day-to-day life, and it was tough. We're talking very limited resources, really simple clothes, and hard physical labor out in the fields, alongside his mother, who was uneducated.
And this, right here, gets to the core of who he was, even as a kid. Despite everything, the humble life, even getting punished, he just had this core of self-confidence and self-respect that you couldn't shake. And that inner strength, man, that was gonna be his secret weapon. But look, it wasn't an easy ride, not by a long shot. Dr. Raju's journey was really defined by the unbelievable challenges he had to face. These were the trials that would literally forge him into the surgeon he was meant to be. This timeline really lays it all out, doesn't it? And you know what really drove him at first? It wasn't just ambition. It was a deep-down fear about what would happen to his family as his father got older. That fear lit a fire under him. It pushed him to work day and night, and against all odds, he landed a spot in medical college, a huge deal. But then, the absolute worst happened. He loses his father, his mentor, right in the middle of his surgical training. Just like that, his guide was gone. He was completely on his own. And this is such a powerful comparison. On the outside, you had all this negativity. People teasing him for being artistic, dealing with real social injustice, people even trying to ruin his reputation. But what was going on inside him? That was a totally different story. He was self-confident, he respected himself, he knew he had top-tier surgical skills, and, well, the truth is, he was already becoming a famous young surgeon. And the hurdles just kept coming. Can you imagine? You've been taught your whole life in Telugu, and suddenly you're thrown into the super dense, English-only world of medical school. Of course he struggled at first. Add to that, remember, his mentor is gone, and he's dealing with jealous competitors who refuse to cooperate. I mean, the odds were just completely stacked against him.
But this is where things start to change. This is the turning point. After being forged in all that adversity, Dr. Raju starts his incredible climb. He takes all those hard-won skills and starts building a reputation that's about to go national and then global.
So how'd he pull it off? Well, it wasn't magic. It was a step-by-step climb. He didn't just get good, he mastered the most advanced surgical skills. He didn't wait around for opportunities, he grabbed every single one he could at conferences. And get this is the wildest part. He proved his skills in the most high-stakes situation you can think of, doing live surgeries right there in front of thousands of other doctors. And this is the key thing. This wasn't just some local success story. No way. He was earning his reputation on the world's biggest stages. We're talking recognition from surgical associations at every single level, from his home state to the national level and all the way to the international community. Now for most people, that's it. That's the happy ending, right? You've made it. But not for Dr. Raju. For him, getting to the top was just the first part. The real legacy, the final chapter of his story, is all about what he did next, giving it all back. 2,000. Just look at that number. What do you think that represents?
For one surgeon's career, it sounds impossible, right?
Well, that's how many surgeons he has personally trained and empowered. Over 2,000. See, he didn't just keep all that incredible knowledge to himself. He actually built a training center to make sure his skills were passed on to the next generation. He basically multiplied his own impact thousands of times over.
And believe it or not, it doesn't even stop there. He's a professor of surgery, he's written international books on surgery, and, this is amazing, he's also written books on philosophy and psychology. On top of all that, he's the chief editor for a huge surgical textbook from a major US publisher. I mean, he is literally writing the book for the next generation of surgeons.
And that brings us right back to where we started. He is an inspiration, plain and simple. A model for what you can achieve, not just in surgery, but in music and the arts too. His entire life is proof that where you come from does not have to decide where you end up. So, that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Dr. Raju's story shows us the path from personal struggle to personal success. But his legacy reminds us that maybe the greatest achievement of all is turning that success into a gift for others. So we're left with this question: what does it take to turn personal success into a public legacy?